Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk about all major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and more. And today we have some of the biggest news and breakdowns to bring you, as it is time for us to talk about the finale for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. In today's episode, we will cover all of the major points and things that happened in the episode that you need to know, and talk a little bit about the main cliffhanger type points, the unanswered questions that are leaving us wondering. So I'll give you my theories for a lot of those as well. So make sure to hang out till the very end of the video so you don't miss out on anything. Be sure to subscribe so you can enter the giveaway for the Captain America shield. Now that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier has come to a conclusion, it will be a great addition for your collection. We're picking one random winner. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed to the channel and subscribe to the Cosmic Wonder. We'll be picking one random comment at the end of the month. Good luck. So all in all, I actually think this finale wrapped up the series extremely nicely. It was a lot shorter than I anticipated it being, coming in at a little bit over 50 minutes, including post-credit and credit scenes. So it was a little bit rushed maybe. It seemed like a little bit of those scenes could have been longer, or they could have elaborated in different parts, and I'll talk about what I thought about that. But I want to start with the biggest and the most important main point, and that is Sam is now officially Captain America. In his first appearance in the episode, he's flying through a window with the shield and with his brand new suit, which looked amazing, was extremely comic book accurate, and was just dazzling to see as he flew around in it, and it really brought the Captain America persona to life. But he introduced himself when asked as Captain America. So he is officially Captain America. He has that responsibility. He's putting the shield on his back and he is carrying the title with honor. And that's really exciting to see. He does a great job in the episode personifying what it means to be Captain America, and even what it means to be Captain America as a black man. As he does get into that and talk on national and global television, this is what it's like for me. I can feel your stares, but it doesn't matter because I'm doing my job. And he takes the persona of Captain America. It wasn't given to him. And it was even asked, when did the government make you Captain America? They didn't. He took what was properly his right and he became Captain America. He showed it time and time again throughout the series, and time again throughout this episode, as he actually carried that reputation. Number 2, Sharon was in fact the power broker, and it was revealed. We weren't left on a huge cliffhanger not knowing who it was, and it was Sharon Carter, as we expected since she was introduced, and kind of concerned that Bucky and Sam were getting involved in all of this different Super Soldier Serum stuff going on. So she was definitely involved in the creation of Super Soldier Serum. She was the one pulling a lot of different strings with the Flag Smashers. She knew who Carly was. She actually brought her in to be a super soldier, as Carly quotes it, to be her muscle and to give her power. But the power broker, who is Sharon Carter, had no problem having this established power and established ability, and nobody really knew who she was. The two people in this episode who found out who it was, Batroc and Carly, both ended up dead, so nobody still knows who the power broker is, and she even ends up getting a job in the US government, as she does receive her pardon in the post-credit scene, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. There is another part that I really want to talk about and cover, and that is John Walker's redemption arc and how it all ends up finishing for him in the series. He comes out rage blazing. He's super angry. He's out to kill Carly. He has his makeshift shield, which proves to be just absolutely terrible and falls apart almost immediately. But he goes and he starts attacking the Flag Smashers, trying to get to Carly. During this fighting sequence where you see the rage, you see the anger, you see the hurt, he ends up putting that all behind him, becoming the bigger man, and trying to actually save the hostages who are about to fall to their death in this truck. And that move, that decision he made where he could have chased down Carly or stopped the truck, was a huge redemption point for John Walker. And I love to see it. They did such a great job in the short time, giving him that redemption arc, kind of showing he still is a good person who wants to do good. He just makes bad decisions sometimes, and he's got a bit of a temper. But he did make the decision to do the right thing, and then for the remainder of the episode, he actually fights alongside Bucky and Sam, although we don't really get any intense fighting sequences, where he does want to do what's right for the situation, and that is control the terrorists in a proper manner. He even quotes Abraham Lincoln at the end, talking about how mercy is more important than swift justice, and it will end up bearing more fruits. So he doesn't go and beat them all up, he ends up getting them arrested, and he does the right thing. At the very end, we see he is returned with Val, who is presumably Madam Hydra, but we don't know that for certainty, and he gets a new suit, which is essentially his suit, but all black, which makes it very comic book accurate for John Walker as U.S. agent. And she even says to him, things are about to get weird, and when they do, we won't need a Captain America, we are going to need a U.S. agent. So he is even specifically titled U.S. agent. And he seems all excited, all happy, he hugs his wife, and he feels like this is something very good, and it's going to give him an ability to help. Now the question here is, what is Val trying to set up? Is she trying to set up the Dark Avengers, the Thunderbolts? Does she work with the Power Broker or with Thunderbolt Ross? We don't really know yet. And she does have an appearance in Black Widow, so maybe we'll get some more answers there, as the character is going to be important moving forward. In fact, the writer even said that this was a game-changing moment for the MCU. Which leads me to where we are with the Thunderbolts and the Dark Avengers. And although it has been heavily implied for a long time now, and even more so heavily implied in this series, there was no official drop or even official hint of anything leading towards the Thunderbolts or the Dark Avengers, only presumptions at the time. We didn't see Thunderbolt Ross come in and say, hey Zemo, I want to recruit you. We didn't see Val say anything about the Thunderbolts to John Walker or the Dark Avengers. None of that was mentioned or brought up. We're just still kind of left here waiting and hoping that that is the direction that this is going in, and it is set up very nicely. Zemo's currently at the raft where Thunderbolt Ross could easily recruit him, and of course a lot of the other members or other characters who the MCU might want to adapt into the Thunderbolts are also options, and they're also there for the taking. So definitely a good opportunity for that, or for the Dark Avengers, but at the moment we really have no answers as to what direction Marvel wants to go. We just have to wait for more information, and hopefully we get some of that in Black Widow, because otherwise we will be waiting at least until Armor Wars, because it doesn't really fit in anywhere else like Thor or the Eternals, so we'll have to wait to see what direction Marvel is heading in for that storyline. Now, we've talked about Captain America, Sam becoming the Captain America, and we did get in the episode a lot of cool looks and closure with him with Isaiah, and a lot of different areas where he really does become an established Captain America, and people even respond to him being Captain America in a very good way. He did a great job in the media. That all closed out very nicely. I am a little bit disappointed with how Bucky's storyline ended. After all, it was the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but Bucky kind of got shooed off a little bit in the ending. We saw him go back to Yuri and he told him the truth, and then he kind of watched him eat through a window and he disappeared. We didn't get a whole lot of Bucky closure, we didn't get a whole lot of Bucky storyline or any leads with where he would be headed, so I wish we did get a little bit more of that. We know he probably won't be heading back to Wakanda anytime soon because he was kind of warned not to. They're all kind of mad at him for breaking Zemo out of jail. So White Wolf storyline on that end, probably not happening just yet, but he is free. He did finish off his list. He gave his therapist a present, including the book with all of the names crossed out saying thank you. And I'm interested to see what happens with this character. They can end it here, you know, he's gone through, he's had a whole storyline with Captain America, being the Winter Soldier, redemption arc, Civil War, Endgame, coming back, getting dusted. Now he's cleared his conscience, he can rest. But Sebastian Stan himself recently in an interview has said he is 100% willing to come back if Kevin Feige will have him, and he'll do anything he needs to. So the actor isn't worn out and the character isn't worn out. We'll just have to wait to see. Hopefully we get some information. I think if anything involving Zemo happens, like he gets drafted to the Thunderbolts, then Bucky won't be too far behind, because those two do have a very serious connection and a very crazy storyline. I don't see Zemo returning and Bucky not returning, but I'll be curious to see how that all plays out. Maybe they'll even have him join the Thunderbolts. Curious on that end as well. Which brings us to the post-credit scene and the final point I like to bring up, and that is Sharon Carter, who we know is the Power Broker, and nobody else seems to know is a Power Broker, has been given her pardon by the US government. And that pardon didn't come alone, it also came with a job back in her department in the government. So she was fully pardoned and has a job again, but she is the Power Broker, and this is also reinforced as she leaves the council, she calls somebody who is unknown to us and says, hey, we're still in business, the serum might be off the market, but everything else has access. We can talk about secrets, plans, government contracting, all of it. I now have access to it and we can start selling. So the Power Broker, who is Sharon Carter, has found this new darker side. She's abandoned the government. She's seen the government betray her, betray others, be corrupt. She is kind of a bad guy, I guess. Or maybe she does have a bigger play in store, and we'll have to wait to see how that plays out too. They were a lot of lead-offs, but I wouldn't call them cliffhangers because everything kind of closed and fell into its place. A lot of interesting stuff coming for the future of the MCU, and Phase 4 is 100% a building phase, picking up after Avenger Endgame and showing us what more Marvel can do. And all I have to say about this WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki coming up soon. They have done a fantastic job rebuilding and showing us what they're capable of. There is a lot to be excited for with Marvel. They aren't going to back down. They aren't going to start losing the ability to make amazing content. If anything, it's getting better. And all of that is being shown in these Disney Plus series. A lot to look forward to, guys. Overall, I love Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I don't feel shortchanged. I think it was very old school classic Marvel coupled with what we should be expecting in the future. Some crazy cool fight sequences, a really awesome storyline, some really deep meaning that has application to what the real world and is relatable in a lot of different ways. So all around, great job to the cast, the crew, the director, the writers, and of course to Marvel and Disney for creating another awesome series. We'll have to see if we get a season 2 for this because Kevin Feige says they have toyed around with ideas. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section down below. Did you find it entertaining? Would you have hoped for it to end a different way? Or did you get everything you were hoping you would see in this 6-episode series? Let me know your thoughts, and as always, thank you to everybody watching to the very end of the video. Be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all major movie and television news, which we're covering daily right here on Cosmic Culture.